Have you ever felt so small, so completely outmatched, that you just wanted to give up, like you were facing a giant? Well, today we re-diving into one of the most epic underdog stories of all time, the showdown between David and Goliath. This isn't just an old story, it's a powerful lesson about where true strength comes from. So grab your popcorn, and let's get into it. Imagine this scene. Two armies, the Israelites and the Philistines, are camped on opposite sides of the Valley of Elah. It's a total standoff. For 40 long days, nothing happens. Why? Because every morning and every evening, a monstrous figure steps out from the Philistine ranks. His name is Goliath. This guy is the stuff of nightmares. He's over 9 feet tall, covered head to toe in heavy bronze armor. His spear is like a weaver's beam, and he carries a massive sword. His voice booms across the valley, mocking the Israelite army and their God. He dares them to send out one man to fight him, winner takes all. But who would dare? The entire Israelite army, including their king, Saul, is paralyzed with fear. They see an unbeatable giant, and they feel completely hopeless. Now, enter our hero, David, but he doesn't look like a hero. He's a young shepherd boy, the youngest of 8 brothers. He's not even a soldier. His father sent him to the battlefront, simply to deliver bread and cheese to his older brothers, and to bring back news of how they were doing. He's basically a food delivery guy. When David arrives, he hears Goliath's taunts and sees the fear in the soldier's eyes, but David sees something different. He doesn't just see a giant. He sees someone defying the God of Israel. He's outraged. He asks the soldiers, who is this uncircumcised Philistine that he should defy the armies of the living God? His older brothers are annoyed. They accuse him of being arrogant and just wanting to watch the battle. But David's heart is stirred. He can't stand by and do nothing. Word of this courageous young man reaches King Saul, who summons David. When David stands before the king and volunteers to fight Goliath, Saul is skeptical. He looks at David, a boy, ruddy and handsome, and then thinks of the giant warrior. He tells David, "You can't go against this Philistine. You're only a boy, and he's been a warrior from his youth." This is where we get the first glimpse into David's incredible faith. David doesn't talk about his own strength. Instead, he tells Saul about his life as a shepherd. He says, "When a lion or a bear came and carried off a sheep from the flock, I went after it, struck it, and rescued the sheep from its mouth." He explains that God delivered him from the paw of the lion and the paw of the bear, and he will deliver him from this Philistine. David's confidence isn't in himself, it's in God's track record. His small, seemingly insignificant job of protecting sheep was actually his training ground. It taught him courage and, more importantly, reliance on God. Every small victory in his past prepared him for this giant moment. It's a powerful reminder that no experience in our lives is wasted. The things we go through, big and small, are often preparing us for what's ahead. Convinced, or perhaps just desperate, King Saul agrees. He tries to help by giving David his own armor, a bronze helmet, and a coat of mail. David puts them on, but they're heavy and awkward. He can barely walk. This is another crucial moment in the story. David realizes he can't win by trying to be someone he's not. He can't use the king's weapons or wear the king's armor. He has to be himself, so David takes off the armor. He rejects the conventional tools of warfare. Instead, he goes to a nearby stream and picks up 5 smooth stones. His weapon of choice, a simple shepherd's sling. That's it. A boy with a staff, a sling, and 5 stones walks out to face a fully armored, battle-hardened giant. As David approaches, Goliath is insulted. "Am I a dog, that you come at me with sticks?" he scoffs. He curses David and promises to feed his flesh to the birds and wild animals. The mismatch couldn't be more extreme. It's experience versus inexperience, armor versus no armor. A massive spear versus a small stone. From a human perspective, David has 0 chance. But David's response is one of the most powerful declarations of faith in history. He shouts back, "You come against me with sword and spear and javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied. This day the Lord will deliver you into my hands. And the whole world will know that there is a God in Israel. All those gathered here will know that it is not by sword or spear that the Lord saves. For the battle is the Lord's, David frames the entire conflict. It's not David versus Goliath, it's Goliath versus God, and David is just on God's side. His confidence wasn't in his aim or his sling, it was in his God. While everyone else was focused on the size of the giant, David was focused on the size of his God. Then, the action begins. Goliath moves forward, and David runs quickly toward the battle line to meet him. He reaches into his bag, takes out a stone, puts it in his sling, and lets it fly. The stone sinks into Goliath's forehead. The giant stumbles and falls face down on the ground with a single shot. The unbeatable giant is defeated by a shepherd boy with a stone. When the Philistines see their champion fall, they panic. They turn and run, and the Israelite army, now filled with courage, chases after them, winning a decisive victory. So, what can we take away from this incredible story? First, faith overcomes fear. The Israelite army was frozen by what they saw. David was motivated by what he knew, that God was with him. Courage isn't about not being afraid. It's about trusting God, even when you are afraid. Second, the battle belongs to the Lord. David knew his own strength was nothing. Success didn't come from his skill, but from God's power. When we face our own giants, whether it's an impossible challenge, a difficult situation, or a personal struggle, we need to remember that we don't fight alone. We fight in the name of the Lord. Third, our past prepares us for our future. David's time as a shepherd wasn't glamorous, but it was essential. God uses our small beginnings and everyday experiences to build the character and skills we need for the bigger challenges ahead. And finally, be yourself. David couldn't wear Saul's armor. He had to use the unique gifts and experiences God had given him. You have your own unique set of skills. Don't try to be someone else. Trust what God has put in your hands. The story of David and Goliath reminds us that with God, the underdog can always win. It doesn't matter how big the giant is in front of you. What matters is how big your God is beside you. Thank you so much for watching. If this story encouraged you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content that builds your faith. Let me know in the comments what giants you're facing and how this story inspires you. See you in the next video.